Good morning. It is Wednesday, November the 18th, and this is Wisdom for Your Week. One of the most overdeveloped abilities most of us have these days is talking. Very few of us have much trouble talking, do we? In fact, most of us talk too much. But one of the most underdeveloped abilities is this, listening. If we listened half as well as we talked, most of us would be much better off, wouldn't we? How many times do we find ourselves in trouble for talking when we should have been listening? Solomon spoke to this issue a long time ago. In Proverbs 18, verse 13, he says, "He who answers before listening, that is his folly and his shame." Solomon says that it is foolish for us to speak before we hear the whole story. It is foolish for us to offer an opinion or advice or counsel when we only know part of the facts. Many of us have a tendency to offer a judgment of some situation before we come to fully understand that situation. And most of the time, that is foolish and not wise. Solomon would tell us that wise men listen carefully and answer slowly. Get all the facts, gather more information, make an effort to understand what is going on, ask more questions. Look at that situation from all angles. Put yourself in the position of that other person. Don't assume that you're an expert in what they're talking about. The more information we know about something, the wiser our response will be. James put it like this: everyone should be quick to listen and slow to speak. Most of us get that backwards, and we're so anxious to speak that we don't listen carefully. If you're like me, you might be thinking of your response while that other person is still talking. So there's no way you can listen carefully if you do that. For some people, answering before hearing all the facts might just be a bad habit that needs to be broken. But for others, it might be a matter of pride. That is, we're more interested in ourselves and what we have to say and our opinion than we are that other person. And that makes this bad habit even worse, doesn't it? For some people, their favorite sound is the sound of their own voice. And so they are quite willing to jump in and start pontificating before hearing all the facts. That's dangerous, that's prideful, and that's foolish, according to Solomon. As someone said, God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should listen twice as much as we talk. That's good advice. And that's wisdom for your week.